to another episode of Drinks from Eddie Muller's Noir Bar. Each week I take a chapter from the book Eddie Muller's Noir Bar, Cocktails Inspired by the World of Film Noir, and I talk about the film in that chapter and I make the drink associated with it. Today we are going to be looking at the film Deadline U.S.A. and making the drink The Journalist. Now, Deadline U.S.A. was released in 1952. It stars Humphrey Bogart, Ethel Barrymore, Kim Hunter, and Ed Begley Jr. And there may be some other familiar people in the cast. Now, the film was directed by Richard Brooks, who may not seem to be a big, huge name in terms of directors, but he's made quite a few films I'm sure you've heard of. He made Blackboard Jungle, he made Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, he made Elmer Gantry in Cold Blood, The Goodbye Girl, and on most of his films he wrote the screenplay or adapted the screenplay, so the guy's got some serious creds here. And same thing with Deadline USA. He I don't remember, it said written and directed by, if I remember correctly. Anyway, I had not seen this film until just recently when I was prepping for this thing. Now, Eddie Muller calls this film not really a film noir. And I think I agree with him on that. But it is, he says it's his favorite movie about newspapers. And I agree with him on the possibly not being film noir, but I would call it noir adjacent at least. And it's a very good newspaper movie. I don't know whether I'd go far enough to say it's my favorite newspaper movie, but I think I've only seen it once. And talk to me in a few years when I've seen it 3 or 4 more times. I definitely would put it in the same category as All the President's Men or Absence of Malice, films like that. It's a very, very good film. So the story is Humphrey Bogart is the editor of a newspaper, which at the beginning of the movie they found out has been sold. It's been sold to the owner of a rival newspaper who bought it specifically to put it out of business. So that's what's going on. There's a very cool scene very early on where they have a wake at a local watering hole for the newspaper, which is actually a great scene. Turns out there is one of the things that this newspaper, The Day, is known for is it has more journalistic integrity. The other newspaper covers the more sensational stories, like for instance when a woman is found dead in the river, they play up the angle of that she was found naked, whereas The Day takes more of the high road on that. Well, it turns out that the murder of this young woman is tied into a local gangster, and as a newspaper, they look for the truth and they start investigating this gangster, and that's what drives the whole movie. And I gotta say, it works really, really well. Great performances, great situations, really compelling, and the ending doesn't cheat and do the easy ending or the ending that would make everybody, feel good coming out of the theater. It has a great ending, and it's not a down ending, but it's not something that feels like, oh, they just slapped this on there to make it more like what audience would want it to be. So it's got that. It really is a good movie, and I would definitely put it up there with any other newspaper movie around. Anyway, so moving on, we're going to make the drink The Journalist. I'm going to take a minute to set this up, and I'll be right back. Thanks. And we're back. So we're going to make the Journalist. Now, this is a drink that's made in a mixing jar with my comically large ice tongs. I'm going to load it up with some ice. Okay, and now we're going to start with 1.5 ounces of gin, Okay, there's an ounce and a half of gin. And then an ounce and a half each of sweet and dry vermouth. Not an ounce and a half an ounce of sweet and dry vermouth. So that is the sweet. That would be the dry. And fresh squeezed lemon juice. We're going to do a half ounce of that. There we go. And then a quarter ounce of U.S.A, which is mint orange liqueur. So we'll do a quarter ounce. And there we go. Okay, and give it a good stir. And again, with stirring, you're really just trying to move the ice around, not necessarily, whip the spoon through the glass. You really just want to let the ice do the work of stirring the drink. So, all right, keep a little longer, get a good chill. And this drink actually called for a coupe glass, and I've been doing coupe glass drinks for, I can't even remember the last time I did a drink that wasn't in a coupe glass, so I'm going to change it up a little bit, and I've got a Nick and Nora glass. It is chilled, and I'm going to strain into the Nick and Nora. Did I do? I hope I did the lemon juice. And we're going to do a twist of lemon as a garnish. And here we go. The Journalist. Okay. That's really good. It tastes kind of like a sour-ish martini. You're definitely getting the vermouth, but you're picking up a lot of tartness from the lemon. All together a really nice drink. Next week will be our 25th anniversary. No, our 25th episode in this series, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've got a surprise in store. The film we will be covering is Sweet Smell of Success, and the drink, the martini. And I'm going to enjoy that, but not necessarily make it on camera. But I'll explain that next week when we have the little surprise, because I've got something that I think will be better than you watching me make the martini. Anyway, so from a booth in the back of Eddie Muller's Noir Bar, we're going to say cheers, and I hope you join me next time.